Okay, this is Phil and Casey, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about how we planned our Disney vacation for October of 2018. We take, when she's on fall break from school, we go every year, and we drive down on Saturday, and we check in on Sunday, and we go to the parks Monday through Friday, so 5 days. So the first thing that we had to do was we had to think to ourselves, well, there's 5 days, and there's 4 parks, and we don't like to park hop. We used to buy park hopper tickets, but those are more expensive, so we don't do that anymore, because it used to be Animal Kingdom was kind of a half-day park, and we go to Animal Kingdom in the morning, and then we'd park hop over to Epcot that night. But these days, Animal Kingdom is definitely a full-day park, so to save money, we don't buy park hoppers. So we go to 1 park a day, and we're going 5 days. So first thing we got to do is figure out which park is going to be the 2-day park. Is it going to be Magic Kingdom? Is it going to be Epcot? Is it going to be Hollywood Studios? Is it going to be Animal Kingdom? So last year we decided that Animal Kingdom, because Pandora was brand new, was going to be our 2-day park, and that turned out to be pretty good. This year we thought, well, maybe it should be Hollywood Studios, because they just opened up Toy Story Land, and we considered it, and I think we decided that we want to do Animal Kingdom again as our 2-day park. Probably next year, actually next year we're going to California, but the year after that, when they've got Star Wars Galaxy's Edge open, we will probably make that our 2-day park. But this year we're going to do Animal Kingdom. So now we got to figure out which parks we're going to go to on which days. So I have the park schedule pulled up here, and I'll show it to you. And so the first thing we look at is the Magic Kingdom. This is the Magic Kingdom hours for the week that we're going to be down there. And we love the fireworks at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and I'm sure Casey would love to trick or treat. But to me, it's a waste of money, because we like to go from opening till closing. And if you do that, first of all, you can't get into the Halloween Mickey's Not So Scary Party until like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So that leaves that morning. So you'd have to pay for a park ticket, plus you'd have to pay for the entrance to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party to do a full day. So we just don't do it. So if you look at these park hours, on the Monday of that week, it's 9 to 6. So that means they've got the Halloween party that night. Same thing on Tuesday. Wednesday, it's 9 to 11. So no Mickey's Not So Scary that day. Thursday is 9 to 6. Friday, it's 9 to 6. So if we want to go to the Magic Kingdom one of those days, and we don't want to have to leave at 6 because of the Not So Scary Halloween party, our only choice is Wednesday. So that solves that. Now we got 3 other parks to work on. So we'll come down and we looked at these hours, and you know, some people's philosophy is you shouldn't go to the parks on the days of extra magic hours. We always stay on Disney property, and if you're on Disney property, see where here it says extra magic hours. If you're staying at a Disney resort, not a Super 8 down the road, you can take advantage of these extra magic hours. And some people say avoid them because the parks are more crowded on those days, and that could be the case, but our philosophy this year is to take advantage of them. So we decided that we would go to Epcot on Tuesday of that week, and that worked out nice. We had already decided that, and Casey likes this band from when I was Casey's age called Air Supply, and check it out, they were playing 3 sets the night that we're there. So Casey's going to get to see Air Supply. I'm not that huge on Air Supply. I was more of a Van Halen fan back in those days, but hey, it'll be cool. I can check the Air Supply box on my list of concerts I've been to. So we're going to go to, so now we've got Magic Kingdom on Wednesday, Epcot on Tuesday, and you know, if we're going to go to Animal Kingdom twice, we might as well make those days far apart. So we decided to go to Animal Kingdom. Let me scroll down here to Animal Kingdom. First, let's look at Hollywood Studios while we're here. Hollywood Studios is not having extra magic hours any day, so it doesn't matter when you go, it's going to be the same. All the show times are the same. There's no reason to pick one day over another, so it didn't matter. So with that in mind, we decided to do Animal Kingdom we decided to bookend our days with Animal Kingdom. We're going to go to Animal Kingdom on the Monday and take advantage of the extra magic hours AM, where we can get in at 8 o'clock. And we're going to do it on the Friday. So that's our days. Animal Kingdom on Monday and Friday, Epcot on Tuesday, Magic Kingdom, thank you, on Wednesday, and Hollywood Studios on Thursday. So that's how we did that. Now, let's take a look at our Fast Passes. With all that in mind, we were able to pick our Fast Passes. And here they are. Here's my plans with 22 days to go. Welcome, John. You know, my first name is John. I go by Phil. My recommendation to you is to name your kids their first name.
What you're going to call them.
Yeah, if you're going to call your kid John, name him John. If you're going to call your kid Phil, don't name him John, name him Phil. That's just, you know, a lifetime of misery.
That's our little rant for the day.
Yeah, our naming rant. Okay, so here is, we're staying at Saratoga Springs. We're taking Casey's friend Lacey with us, so that's going to be pretty cool. And we really wanted to stay. We went earlier this summer. I've only got a certain amount of points, and we stayed at some really nice places earlier this summer. We stayed at where did we stay?
Grand Floridian.
We stayed at the Grand Floridian. That uses a lot of points, and we went to the beach. We went to Disney's Vero Beach Resort. We came back, and we had a Savannah room at Animal Kingdom. So that used a lot of our points. So we needed a less expensive points room for our fall trip. And we were going to do Old Key West because they have really big rooms. We're going to have 4 people in a deluxe studio. But they were all booked up. So we ended up with Saratoga Springs. So there we are, checking in to Saratoga Springs on Sunday. We still don't know what in the world we're going to do.
No idea what we're going to do on Sunday.
We want to get some swimming in on that Sunday. We're not going to the parks that Sunday. We want to get some swimming in that Sunday, and we're going to eat at the, what's the name of the restaurant?
Turf Club?
Turf Club. We're going to eat at the Turf Club because they have prime rib, and I love prime rib. And we want to go to Disney Springs, and we're not sure the order of it. It just depends on the weather and what time we arrive. I don't know. So we're no help to you at all on that. But here's Monday. Once again, we're staying at Disney Saratoga Springs. Now, when you set up your Fast Passes at Animal Kingdom, you can only get one Fast Pass in Pandora, which is, you know, that's the hottest rides right now. It used to be it was either Expedition Everest or Kilimanjaro Safari. Those were the ones you had to pick. Oh, do I get this or that? But now it's somewhere in Pandora. Now, we don't like this Navi River Journey ride. Matter of fact, the only way we'll ride it is if it's a 10-minute wait or less, or we have a Fast Pass. And of course, we went to get our Fast Passes the 7 o'clock in the morning on 60 days out from the first day of our reservation. And on Monday, there was no Flight of Passage available. So, of course, I took Navi River Journey, and so now we can get it done during the week without having to wait in line for it. Of course, at Rope Drop, and we're going to do a Rope Drop video every day. We're going to try to get to the parks every morning, 30 minutes before they open, and rush to a ride. And, of course, on this Monday, we're going to rush to Flight of Passage because it's super awesome. And let me just show you which one of these maps is. Okay, so here is the Animal Kingdom map. Look over here. This is where Pandora World of Avatar is right here. But this satellite image is before it was anywhere near complete. But so just imagine this is where, as a matter of fact, it even says Avatar Flight of Passage is here, not dirt. So we're going to come in the front door here. Now, we've never actually gotten to Animal Kingdom at Rope Drop, so I'm not sure exactly where they hold you up, but I'm sure it's not out here. It's a security concern to have a giant crowd of people who haven't been through the security booths yet, so it'll be somewhere inside the turnstiles, which are here. I don't know, maybe it'll be here.
They'll probably either stop you like before you go on the bridge.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure, but we're gonna run in and go up here and go down. Now, we've gotten to Animal Kingdom several times, like 15 minutes after park opening, maybe even 15 minutes before park opening, but they've kind of let you in, and we've stopped right here on this bridge. And then to get onto Flight of Passage, we've gone across the bridge, and there's a path that you can't see now, but it's there, that goes all the way up here to Africa. It comes. This is where the Lion King show comes almost all the way to the Lion King show. Goes under this bridge, and then turns around, does a 180, and comes all the way back, and then goes over here to get on the ride before. And there's a ton of queue inside there too. So our plan is to get there before that all fills up, and so we'll see how that goes. And then once we ride that, we'll probably, I don't know, what are we going to do after we get off of that thing? I mean, that'll probably only be, it's extra magic hours at 8. So who knows what we'll do next? We might run over to Expedition Everest. We might go down and ride the dinosaur ride. What do you think we should do when we get off of there? It'll be too early for food.
Yeah, it'll be too early for food. So we could do like, we haven't done Primeval World in a while.
Yeah, we could do Primeval World. It'll probably have nobody at it.
Yeah,
hey, if the line's super short, which it won't be, but when we get off, but if it is, we'll ride Flight of Passage again.
Do it again.
Yeah, I'd say if it's less than an hour, we ought to ride it again, because it's not going to be less than an hour the rest of the day. Anyway, later in the day, we're going to go up and do Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is the big ride. Matter of fact, if you look at this map, I don't even have Kilimanjaro Safaris on the screen. The safari area, oops, wrong way, is all of this area here. All of this is the safari ride, and that is actually, this ride area, including the backstage areas, is larger than the Magic Kingdom Park. It is huge, and it's really awesome. And I don't know if you've ever ridden it before, but if you haven't, you should definitely check it out. We ride it at least once every time we go. And then of course over here is Expedition Everest, and down this way, this is the dinosaur ride, and here's Primeval World. So there's a lot of real estate to cover in here. There's a nice movie here, and we have a FastPass. Our next FastPass, after we come back and ride Navi River Journey, we've got a 3 o'clock in the afternoon FastPass in the heat of the day for the water ride, which is right here, and you can get absolutely soaked on this thing,
or absolutely dry.
Yeah,
it's like
I mean, there's a cup. There's maybe a 1 in 12 shot of you staying absolutely dry on that ride. So anyway, and then, once we clear that, we might try to get another FastPass, because once you've used all your FastPasses, you can sign up for another one. So we might see what's available and do something else, but we're definitely going to stay there all the way till closing time. And when is closing time? That night at Animal Kingdom. It closes at 8 o'clock in the evening, which is good because we'll be tired because we had just driven down the day before, blah, blah, blah. And then our next day is at Epcot. So the park opens at 9 a.m. And let's look at our fast passes for Tuesday. Epcot. Now, at Epcot, you can get either Test Track or Soarin' or Frozen Ever After. And to me, Frozen Ever After is the one to get. It's the furthest from the front door. It is Frozen Ever After. If we look at the Epcot map, this is Future World here. You come in right here, and back here is the World Showcase. Here is the where's Norway? Help me find Norway. Oh, there's Frozen Ever After. Here's Norway. So it's way back here, and you don't want to. If you don't get a fast pass for Frozen, then you really need to rope drop Frozen, and that's a long way to hustle when they drop the rope all the way back to Frozen. So we try to get a Frozen Ever After fast pass, and then the decision comes: do we want to rope drop Test Track, or do we want to rope drop Soarin'? Soarin's over here. Last year we did the rope drop of Soarin'. We came in here at the front gate. They held us up. You swipe you touch your magic band here, and they held us here right before Spaceship Earth. And when they did the rope drop, we came in, we went up this way, and we went over to Soarin', and we walked on the ride. I mean, there was no wait at all. But we've decided to change our philosophy about that, because the next thing you want to do is, if you rope drop Test Track, the next thing you want to do is go to Soarin' before crowds get big. And if you rope drop Soarin', the next thing you want to do is Test Track So if you get right off of Soarin' and run all the way over here to Test Track, you're eventually going to have to come back to this building because you want to ride Living with the Land. So why waste all those steps? So this year we've decided to rope drop and come over here to Test Track, get that done as quick as we can, and then zip all the way back over here, ride Soarin', which, well, I bet you by that time it'll have a 30 or 45 minute wait, but that's still not bad for Soarin'. And then we'll hop right off of there and do Living with the Land, and we won't have to come into this building, the Land building, which is wonderful, but we won't have to go back to that anymore during the day. We will be done with that, and then we can hang around and maybe look around this area, maybe go in to the aquarium.
The back door.
Yeah, this is the Seas with Nemo and Friends, and it used to be a really world-class aquarium, but now there's several in the world that are much better, including the one just down the road from us in Atlanta. But it has a manatee tank, and you can go in the back door. You can come in the door where you go out, no line, and walk right up and see the manatee, check them out for 15 minutes, and leave without any line at all. So there's a tip for you. Go in through the outdoor on the Seas with Nemo and Friends. And you know what? And I'm not sure where the outdoor is. I'm not sure if it's over here.
I think it's right there. I'm not sure
if it's over there. I think that might be, I think that's the Coral Reef restaurant,
yes,
which you can actually see inside the aquarium from the restaurant. We've eaten there once. But I think maybe the outdoor's over here. But anyway, we're going to find it, and we're not going to go through the line. So let's see what our other fast passes are. Last year, I used to consider Spaceship Earth and Living with the Land to be don't waste your fast pass. Well, last year when we were there during October, people have figured out that October during fall break is a great time to go, and the place was packed. So with that in mind, we did go ahead and get a Living with the Land fast pass. Now this from 10 to 11 a.m. This should be right about the time we're getting off of Soarin'. If we go in at 9, ride Test Track, come over here, wait for 45 minutes maybe for Soarin', that'll put us about 10 o'clock, maybe sometime between 10 and 11, which is when our fast pass is, so we won't have to wait at all for Living with the Land. And then when we get off of there, we can, after we goof around with the aquarium for a while, we can go over and do a fast pass for Spaceship Earth, then grab some lunch somewhere. And then we decided to do probably the electric umbrella. I hear you. So then we can do, when you go, let me show you. Here's Epcot. This is Future World. And usually typically we spend our morning around Future World, and then we come back there as we leave. But usually we spend our afternoon and evening here in the World Showcase, checking out all these pavilions. We love to listen. We love to go to Britain and listen, or the United Kingdom, and listen to British Revolution. And this is where Air Supply is going to be playing in the America Pavilion right here. But we got our fast pass. For Frozen Ever After, which is in Norway. We got it in the afternoon, so it'll be when we're already over here. We won't be having to rush over here when we're not going to be in this part of the park. We're going to already be in this part of the park, so we won't have to walk so far to get there. So that was our strategy, and then the rest of the evening we'll just hang around in these pavilions and watch some shows, watch some movies, check out some cool food. The Food and Wine Festival is going to be going on, so there's all sorts of great things to check out here in these pavilions. I'm sure we'll listen to at least one set of British Revolution, and then on the way back out we might and probably will ride Test Track. Test Track's a good ride if you don't mind the single rider line, because you can get on pretty quickly on Test Track, so we'll probably do that and then head on out. So that concludes our Monday and Tuesday.
For Monday, you never said where we're going to eat at.
Well, we will eat, we always have dinner at Rainforest Cafe. We love the restaurant. I know some people don't, but we love the Rainforest Cafe. And we don't ever waste, if you get a reservation, you're a slave to the reservation. You have to be there at that time. And used to, Rainforest Cafe, because it's so huge, you didn't really need a reservation. Now there's a pretty good wait during fall break week in October. But we ate there twice last year on fall break, and we ate at the bar. There's a few tables in the bar section under the big mushroom. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's really cool. But we ate at the bar or at some tables in the bar. We just walk up and sit down. So you don't really have to use that wait. And Tuesday, we're eating at the restaurant in Italy. Can you say that?
$2. I don't know.
we're eating at Toto Italia restaurant.
And for lunch at Animal Kingdom, we're most likely to eat at Flanchy Barbecue, then head over to Satuli Canteen and get a dessert.
Oh yeah, the desserts at Satuli Canteen. What's it called?
The blue dessert.
Not the chocolate one, but the blue one. We should know what it's called.
The blueberry cheesecake, something
it's
like
fantastic.
that.
Okay, so we've done day 1 and day 2. So here is Wednesday. That's day 3. We'll be at the Magic Kingdom. And I have the map of Magic Kingdom right here. Look at this huge place. It's really awesome. So when we did our fast passes for Magic Kingdom, you can get I think you can get any of them. There's not only some.
There's not a tier system.
Yeah, there's not a tier system there, and a lot of So we've got the one that's hardest to get is what I'm trying to say is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and we were able to get it, but we weren't able to get it early in the morning. And we like the roller coaster. We think it's pretty nice, but I don't think we're going to rope drop it. I mean, we could rope drop it and almost walk on to it. But I think instead we're probably, because we have a Splash Mountain Fast Pass, we have a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train Fast Pass, we have a Big Thunder Mountain Railroad Fast Pass. So I think based on that, and it's funny, we got the Fast Passes. Heather and I worked on the Fast Passes while Kacie was with her mom, and when she saw the Fast Passes, she said, "Are we going to rope drop Space Mountain?" And I think that's what we're going to do. So let's see, there's Magic Kingdom. You come into Magic Kingdom here. So at rope drop, and I don't know, because there's a shortcut here where you can kind of cut across and get to Tomorrowland and eventually Space Mountain. I don't know if that'll be open at rope drop or what, but most people these days, when they rope drop, they'll come up here to the hub and they go this way and up here, because this is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train here. So we will probably instead go this way and go to Space Mountain and get that done, because last year we really struggled with Space Mountain. We were in line one time for an hour and then the ride broke. So
struggle.
Yeah, it was last year. It was a struggle, and last year we didn't get there early enough to rope drop, and we got up to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and we had a fast pass for it, but we were going to rope drop it anyway, and the line was really long. And we said, hey, let's rope drop Space Mountain. So we came down to Space Mountain, and it was broken. So last October, Space Mountain for us was a struggle.
It was bonk.
Hopefully this year it was bonk. Hopefully this year will be better. So what's the rest of our day look like? Let's see here. So after we rope drop Space Mountain, the next thing, and there's not a lot of step saving in this, but we're going to go. Although these two fast passes are for rides that are right next door to each other, and the times are right next door to each other. So Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and I Love Splash Mountain, we can get those done, and probably hang out over in that area. This is the area in question. We can hang around over here and do Big Thunder Mountain and Splash Mountain, and then come down in this direction and take care of Pirates of the Caribbean and Jungle Cruise, and maybe head over this way and go ahead and knock out the Haunted Mansion and get all of that done before our where are we at? Before our 4 o'clock Seven Dwarfs Mine Train Fast Pass. And during all that, we have to go to the Crystal Palace, where we're going to have a buffet character lunch. Heather loves Winnie the Pooh, and we'll get to meet Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore and Tigger and Piglet. I think that's all. I don't think Kanga and Roo and Christopher Robin are going to be present, but those other ones are. Did I name them right?
Yeah.
Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, Bam. The big four. The big Pooh four.
So when we go to To ride Jungle Cruise and Pirates of the Caribbean. Is that when you're gonna get
Pirates
your
of the
Dole Whip?
Caribbean?
Shush.
Yeah,
But that's gonna be before lunch. Like right before lunch.
Well, maybe we'll go back over that way. I'm not sure. I don't necessarily have to have a Dole Whip.
But
I can also get a Dole Whip at Animal Kingdom with rum in it. So I don't necessarily. I mean, I'm not going to let my Dole Whip ruin our lunch plans. Me getting a Dole Whip would be nice, but it's not mandatory.
I'm gonna get a Dole Whip in
What?
Adventureland. I'm gonna get a Dole Whip in Adventureland every day.
Okay, well, I don't know. We may go back to Adventureland. I don't know. These plans are dynamic. These are just an idea. But I do think we did a pretty good job getting fast passes this year. And we'll probably have. Where did we decide we were going to? We're trying to stay away from full service restaurants. I mean, look, we've got a reservation for one there, but we're trying because it's so much more money. I mean, a meal for three at a place like that is $150, where a meal for three at a counter service is, more like $50. So that adds up after a while. So we only got a couple of big reservations, and one of them is right there, and another one is here at the Italian restaurant that we talked about. So in the rest of the day, we're definitely going to wander back into Future World and check out the Monsters Inc. laugh floor, and we love the People Mover, and we'll definitely hopefully they will have Carousel of Progress open, because sometimes it's open, sometimes it's not. So we'll definitely check out all that. And we had talked about having dinner at a counter service restaurant, and you said you wanted to eat at
the
Pecos Bills. No, you wanted to eat someplace in Tomorrowland.
What's it called? We look at the map.
Yeah.
It's on the map.
It probably won't have the name on the map.
It's that place, right? The place we're going to do a shake.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrowland Terrace.
Okay, so you want to eat there.
Right there, Tomorrowland Terrace.
I didn't realize that's where you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies or something over here. Okay, yeah, we can try that. I don't think we've ever eaten there, so that'll be pretty cool. And then I'm sure we'll check out. I'm not much for parades. Do you like parades? Me neither.
Once.
I mean, but I'm sure we're going to try to get a good spot for the fireworks. And here's another thing about these calendars: we can see
all the fireworks shows, which is so good.
Yeah, Happily Ever After. It's great.
So
and it's at 9 o'clock, so we know exactly what time to try to head over that way. Get there early if you want a good spot, or get there late and get into an argument with somebody.
Back to the parades. I don't like the one they have playing like all the time. The one with it's like the happy birthday one. It's like, even though it's not your birthday, that one. I don't like that one, but I like the Festival of Fantasy Parade.
Oh, okay. Well, that's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe we'll check out at least. Sometimes we just kind of swing by and catch a couple of minutes of a parade. We're not really whole parade people. Are we whole parade people? I don't think we are.
It's the Hallowishes, not Hallowishes, the Boo to You parade. I like that parade.
Yeah, of course, but we don't do. Maybe we should do it once. I think, next year we're going to go to Disneyland, and I think we'll probably do.
And they have a similar.
I think we'll probably do their Halloween party.
They have a similar.
I mean, we've done this one, but we haven't done it in a few years because, like I say, you only get half a day. Okay, so what is our next day? Our next day is Hollywood Studios. So let's look at our fast passes for Hollywood Studios. There they are. Right there, as you can see now. At Hollywood Studios, you can get one. There's a tier system, and the top tier are the 2 rides in the brand new.
3 rides.
Yes, you're exactly right. The 3 rides, but only 2 of them are brand new. The 3 rides in the new Toy Story Land area, Andy's backyard, and so that's Toy Story Mania, formerly Toy Story Midway Mania. And Alien Swirling Saucers, which is not that big of a deal.
I love it.
And
Slinky
Dog Dash roller coaster, which is fantastic. It's not too. It's like Goldilocks. It's not too soft. It's not too hard. It's just right. And so that's the thing to rope drop. As a matter of fact, we made a rope drop video. Maybe I will put a card up here.
In the little eye.
Maybe I'll put a card up here with a link to the rope drop video we made. We went there on the 10th day that Toy Story Land was open, and we rope dropped it, and we rode it 2 times. before 8 o'clock. And those that early in Toy Story Land, they were letting people staying on property in at 6:30 in the Toy Story Land. So it was really cool. So we're going to rope drop Slinky Dog Dash, and then we might even ride it twice before the park opens at 9. We might ride it twice before we have to zip over to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which, let's see if where's our map? Hollywood Studios is weird. This is the front door, and when you rope drop Hollywood Studios, they let you in all the way to here. They stop you right here. I'm going to make this bigger. They let you in all the way to right here, and they stop you here. And it was funny because we got up so early, I didn't even have time to make myself a cup of coffee. But they held us right here for about 10 minutes until we got there at about 6:20, and at 6:30 they let us in, and I was able to go over here to Starbucks and buy myself a cup of coffee. And then when they let you in to
Sorcerer's Hat.
Yeah, this is this Google map, and I'm using Google Maps for all these aerial views, by the way, thanks to them. But when they let you in, the shortest route would be to come up here and go down these stairs, but this giant crowd of people at rope drop wouldn't be safe to do that. So what they do is they take you this way and over here, like you're heading towards
Launch Bay.
Yeah, the Star Wars Launch Bay, and then you make a left and go this way. And of course, now this map
So
is not up to date. You can see it's got Slinky Dog Dash labeled right here, but it doesn't have the aerial of Slinky Dog Dash. But you come here and you go through, all this stuff is gone, and you go into Toy Story Land, which is over here. So we'll do Slinky Dog Dash hopefully twice, and then come back and go all the way back over here onto Sunset Boulevard for our Fast Pass at the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. And then what do we got next? Once we get done with that, we go all the way back and we ride Alien Swirling Saucers. Don't make an acronym with that. So we'll ride that. It's a cool ride. We rode it like, how many times did we ride it? 3 or 4 times already?
3 times, I think.
Yeah. I think that day we rode it 4. It's in the videos 4 times. Check the videos. Anyway, we rode it a lot. It's pretty cool. It's fun. And then, of course, not the best for foot traffic wise, but we had to take this when we could get it. Then we go all the way back right next door to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and we're going to ride Rock and Roller Coaster. Now, we don't have any table service restaurants booked for our Thursday. We always eat at the what's the name of that restaurant we like so much?
The Backlot Express.
The Backlot Express, which is right over by Star Tours. They've got good food, and then we're going to eat pizza.
Yeah, there's
and a Caesar salad
on Sunset Boulevard. There's like all those restaurants right there, and they have a place that
yeah,
they give you like pizza and Caesar salad. And I was thinking we would eat there for lunch in the Backlot Express for dinner because it saves out.
Is this it? Is it fair?
No, it's did you go? It's called like Katrina's, something like that.
Oh well.
It's probably a part of the Fairfax Fair.
Catalina Eddie's?
Yes.
Ah, there we go.
Something
so that's
like that.
where we're going to eat our, and they have pizza with a Caesar salad
I love Caesar salad.
So that's a nice combination. So we'll probably eat there, and then we're going to have. Let's see if we can show the folks where the Backlot Express is.
I don't think it's there on this map. Remember?
Oh, it might not be
because it's probably the old one.
Ah, well there it is. There it is, right there.
4.2. We usually get some chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you get chicken nuggets. I get a bacon cheeseburger there.
Last time you got chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't know.
He's gonna get some hot dogs apparently.
Someplace I'm getting a hot dog. I've decided I really enjoyed the hot dog at
not
the
from
pool.
Casey's Corner apparently.
No, definitely not.
Too busy.
So anyway, Hollywood Studios will at some point. I don't think it shows us having a. It doesn't show us having a Star Tours Fast Pass, but the last time we were there, once you use your Fast Passes up and we're done with them at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, then you can start getting them one at a time. And there's usually a Star Tours available. I think we rode it 5 times.
We rode it a lot.
Last time we were there, and the majority of them were not with a Fast Pass. So we'll take advantage of that, and we stay there all the way until, about 8 o'clock is when it closes. And then what are we going to do?
instead of taking the bus back to Saratoga Springs, we are going to go to the Contemporary, and I need the times.
Okay, let me pull them up for you there, pal.
Right there. And we are going to watch Hallowishes, which is at 10:15. So that gives us a little bit of time to possibly eat at our favorite counter service that's at a resort and eat at Tempo Cafe, like, because we love it. It's really good. They have great
2 thumbs up.
They have a Meat Lovers
flatbread,
and it's really good. So that's probably what we're gonna do.
So yeah, well, and you can look straight from the Contemporary Resort. They've got a viewing area where you can see the fireworks, and we learned that you can actually go up the stairs, and there's some platforms that you can get to and maybe see even better, because from the actual viewing area, the monorail tracks block your view a little bit. So we're going to go, and that's on the 4th floor, so we're probably going to go up to the 6th or 7th floor and view it from there.
And
hopefully we can hear the audio. Go ahead.
Yeah, and after they're over, we're going to head to the monorail and then go to the Magic Kingdom bus stop so we can take our bus from there back to Saratoga Springs.
Exactly. So we're gonna take the bus from Hollywood Studios to Disney's Contemporary Resort, eat, watch the fireworks, then take the monorail, because this will be our only time riding the monorail this trip, and you got to ride the monorail at least once. You can walk from the Contemporary to Magic Kingdom, but we're going to ride the monorail over and then walk from the monorail to the bus stops, and then take the bus back to Saratoga Springs.
Or should we take it to Ticket Transportation?
No, we should take it to Magic Kingdom. There'll definitely be more buses running over there. Okay, so that takes care of Thursday. So now we've got another Animal Kingdom day, and this time we did get a Flight of Passage FastPass, but we are still, even though we got a Flight of Passage FastPass, that ride is fantastic.
Amazing.
It's maybe the best ride ever, even though it's just a movie theater, but it's a great one. So we're still going to, when we rope drop, we're still going to rope drop Flight of Passage, and then check it out. We've got a Safari Fast Pass really early in the morning. On Monday there's extra magic hours at 8. On this day it opens at 9. So, but I think we'll be able to be done with Flight of Passage by 9:30, and then there's a back way. Where's our Animal Kingdom map? So, you can't even see it here, but there is a path that goes along. Maybe it's that right there. That's probably showing where it is, even though you can't see it. But we can get off Flight of Passage, walk on this path that goes to Africa without having to go all the way over here and up. Go to Africa and walk up there, probably be shorter, and take advantage of our Fast Pass for the Safari. And then what are we going to do after we get off of that thingamabob? By then, we can goof around, maybe go over and ride Expedition Everest, maybe have some lunch at, where do you want to eat lunch that day?
I want some hamburger or cheeseburger pods. I love my cheeseburger pods.
All right, well,
and you like them too.
Yeah, and that dessert. So we'll probably go to the Satuli Canteen, which is back in Pandora World of Avatar, eat lunch, and then take advantage of our Fast Pass for Avatar, Flight of Passage, which is so awesome, and then goof around. A lot of this is dynamic. You kind of make it up as you go, but you've got some ideas of your plan from your Fast Pass.
In between all of this, there's going to be mini ice cream stops.
Yes, we definitely have some ice cream.
We can't plan those though.
For sure. And then once again, we've got our Cali River Rapids, the get completely soaked ride in the heat of the day. And then we hang around there till what time's it close? 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then sadly we go back to the room and get our stuff together, sleep, wake up early, and drive home for about 11 hours. So that's our strategy for our Disney trip, and kind of the thought process that we put into putting it together. There's a lot of planning that goes into a Disney trip, and even of course something you got to be ready to change, because the things can go wrong, like that day last year when we were going to take advantage of Space Mountain early in the morning before it was crowded and it was broken. So we just kind of had to figure it out
as you go.
Yeah, you plan and you plan and you plan, and then you make it up anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll see what actually happens. But if you haven't fallen asleep yet, you've done really well. Thanks for watching, and if you see us, you might see us wandering around. Me and Kacie and her friend Lacey and my
You'll
girlfriend Heather.
If you just see some person acting crazy with a person with blue hair next to her,
Yeah.
that's us.
Anyway, it's
Or
gonna
purple.
Is it purple or blue?
It's blue right now, but she may change it.
Okay, might be green. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at Disney World.
See you real soon. I messed it up. No, I didn't. No, I didn't press the right button.
We're gonna try that again.